right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and do that.
Okay. We are good.
All right. So, yeah. Last session, the abridged version, the party got to Thogladar, and spent all night at the smith shop working on stuff, or at least that was the lead up to last session. After going back to Togar's family home, they were rudely awakened by guards and paladins and goats, knocking on the door, insisting that the wanted criminal, Togar, come out and surrender himself, having been accused of the murder of his brother several months ago. After some quick thinking and quick illusory magic, the party was able to avoid such things and kind of send the guards and paladins off on a wild goose chase across the city. In the meantime, they formulated a plan to reach out to General Skadric Snowhand, the leader of Thogladar, in an attempt to secure his assistance, more or less, by proving that his daughter was still in fact alive and well, despite what many of the rumors about town might suggest, and that in fact she is in their company and working with them. After a couple trips back and forth, well, 1.5 really thus far, things seem to be going pretty well. After the first visit, General Snowhand had requested a single written word from his daughter as proof of sorts that she is both still alive and with the party and working with them, in, I guess, an alliance type capacity rather than, say, as a captive or something like that. She scrawled the single word in dwarven runes, idiot, across a piece of paper, and sent Maya back to the leader of the city-state to hand him a piece of paper that says idiot.
Nothing could go wrong, right?
We left off with Maya in the sort of council chambers of Thogladar, alone with the general, but for a solitary goat knight that seems to be among his most trusted guardians. And just handed him a slip of paper with the word idiot written on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Is this my cue?
Well, he's just taken the paper and kind of looks down at it. And
And where's Bungdo for all this?
With me.
Bungdo and the rest of the party are currently back at the Hammerstriker household. So you can see a torrent of various emotions kind of running across the general's face. A bit of a smirk. He kind of chuckles a little under his breath, and at the same time, despite having a hard-earned reputation as a great military leader and just all-around badass among the dwarven folk, there's a flash of tenderness, I suppose, emotion that, he seems to recognize, and understand that this is, in fact, a message from his long thought to be dead daughter. As he kind of collects himself and looks back up at Maya, he just says, "You speak the truth, monk. You have my thanks for the service you've done me and my family. Now, on to the matter at hand. What do we know of this hidden foe?"
Well, we know that obviously he's within your city. He or she or them, it is at least tried to kill your daughter, and that they now seem to be going after Togar, Hammer Striker, and possibly could be um, involved in the death of his brother. Outside the city, we know in the north that they used quite a bit of Thoglodyte that they have gotten from the city to remove what was possibly an altar in a cavern filled with evil creatures. And we know in the south, there seem to be some ancient evils seem to be awakening once again, and that they're they're mages that know that they can feel these forces moving.
Don't forget about the necromantic blood mages. Just trying to raise families.
All right. Clearly not expecting such an in-depth answer, he takes a moment to think, and he says, "All right. Well, let us start with the threat that is supposedly within our very walls here. Um, what leads do we have in regards to this? Do we have any names or connections or anything that could point us even vaguely in the right direction? Because I I have no one that I would suspect of even being capable of such treachery."
Well, Togar and our group were to begin to work this aspect when word came around that he was to be arrested. Uh, to, I mean, I might suggest that if you rescind the order for his arrest, then we might be able to continue on looking into this matter.
He, of course, just immediately says, "Oh, yes, of course." That brings up an interesting point. This news was only brought to me. This allegation of, is his name Hammer Striker's involvement with this, only recently. In fact, was quite early this morning. I wonder if perhaps one of the um, advisors with whom I confer may be involved in this. He pauses, and you see him um, kind of just glance upward, thinking. And then he seems to have an idea. For the time being, I'm afraid that I will not be able to rescind the warrant for your friend's arrest. But know that should anything happen, I do fully intend to see to his release, and that justice is done. We need to maintain the status quo for now to not give away the fact that we know something is afoot here. I would say that should you happen across the home of one Farrig Leadforge.
Can you put that in chat?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, pop-up notification thing that took me to YouTube.
You're welcome.
Should you come across the home of one Farrig Leadforge, I suspect there may be something that would help our cause. It was he that pointed me in your friend's direction, and knowing now your affiliation with my daughter and the fact that she, for some reason, trusts this ragtag band of outsiders, I find it hard to believe that your friend is the type who would murder his brother in cold blood. He then turns to the single goat knight that is still in the room with the two of you and says, "Fetch one of the maps for me, please." And, without hesitation, the goat knight dismounts and walks over to a small wooden desk sort of thing off in one corner of the council chambers, and fetches what looks to be a small, somewhat crudely drawn map of Thogladar. And grabbing a bottle of ink and a quill from his side as the knight returns to his seat and presents him with the map, he circles a particular building in a neighborhood not all that far from the Hammerstriker household, at least what you gather to be the general location. You feel like you have a pretty good grasp on the layout of Thogladar at this point, at least all the sections you've seen. And just says, should you happen across such a place, I would be curious to know what you might be able to turn up. So, of course, this conversation never happened.
Of course.
And he presents you the map and says, Moradin keep you.
And you?
Subtle nod, and kind of dismissively gestures you away.
Less subtle nod, and I leave.
Okay.
Back to the Hammerstriker household.
As somebody eats their microphone.
Yep. I
Right.
feel like I'm learning quite well on the streets of this place.
Indeed you are.
Meanwhile, back at my house, I'm juggling, using Mage Hand, just juggling stuff. Just kind of showing my parents.
Alright. Your your mother seems quite entertained by this. Your father, on the other hand, is sort of wary. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a simple man. just worked in the mines all his life and was never really one for such fancy tricks. But he doesn't seem overtly upset per se, just a little put off by it.
Okay. Hey, he'll come
What is
around.
this devilry?
He'll come around. But yes, that's all.
All right.
I'm assuming it's entertaining Bungdo as well.
Yep. Hopefully.
I guess at some point I arrive there.
Yeah. If that's the only thing of note that happens while Maya's gone, then we can just go ahead and say, yeah, she makes her way back to
Okay.
the Hammerstricker household, and yes, you are all reunited as a party.
Okay.
So, Maya, how'd it go? Am I free to walk out of here?
No. We had this discussion, and first of all, Tormilla, your father knows that you are alive and well, and he is quite happy about such things. Not that he would be overly emotional, but he seemed happy.
Oh, of course, he is quite the stubborn idiot, but thank you.
Wait, so you called him... You wrote on the letter that he was an idiot?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I look at Maya and just say, wow, I'm surprised you were able to walk out of there.
No.
What better word for father to know me by? I mean, really.
Okay. So, Maya, what did you find out?
So, I have told him of the travel of the conclusions of our travels so far, of that there is an evil amassing somewhere on this continent, and he told me of course this never happened, but he told me the name of who came up with the thought that you killed your own brother. And for now, he cannot pardon you, but he would make sure that if you do get arrested, that no harm will come to you and you will be released.
I don't have any worry about getting arrested. That isn't going to happen.
However,
Bungdo turns them in.
Mage hand on Bungdo and give him a wedgie.
the person that gave him your name was Farrig Leadforge.
Do I know anything about Farrig Leadforge?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay.
Alright. You recognize the name. Certainly someone higher up in the hierarchy of the trade ministry, with whom, being a producer of fine goods, you've had some dealing.
Yep.
He, kind of traditional slimy bureaucrat, really. Kind of just made his way up through the ranks, and he, in his limited, in what limited stories and tales you've heard of him, he strikes you as the type who really, he'll go into anything if there's money to be had. He doesn't even necessarily have to be all that good at it or really know much about it. So really just think traditional skeevy management type.
Yeah. Okay.
And another thing to note is that he gave them your name today So it could have just been brought on by your return.
Which is what I thought of before, but I didn't have any specific dealings with him, right?
No, you've not met him in person.
Okay. He's just a sleazeball. Well, did you mention to him that it was somebody dealing with an elf?
No. That slipped my mind. I'm not the best at...
I pull out the note and point at it and say, "Did you give him the copy of the note?"
Yes.
Okay, well then he would know about it.
I did do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, on a positive note, that's fine. At least we know we have the backing. On a negative note, I can only go out for about 3 hours every day.
Well, he suggested that we might make a call to Farrig Leadforge's house in to see what we can see.
I'm
But
okay with that. And
that's without his implicit backing.
Alright. And I will just kind of pull out a kunai, throw it up to my mage hand, which I just had, and just kind of flip it around. And so yeah, and then kind of put my one hand on my chin and the other one just kind of on my hip and say, "Yeah, I got some words for him." While I'm flipping the dagger or the kunai around in my mage hand.
I suggest you don't actually do something illegal to get you actually arrested for.
No, I wouldn't dream of it, but a sleazeball like that, I don't even want to say it. We'll just say that if it's not for something that he's done to me, it'd be for something he's done to somebody else. But yes, we'll definitely have some words with him.
Well, don't do something stupid.
Wouldn't dream of it. And then I will sheath the kunai and disperse my mage hand. And then and I'll look back at my mom and say, "When is the least busy time around here?"
Well, having grown up here, you probably remember that, well, there's not really a downtime so much as everyone kind of setting their own schedule.
Yes, but I'm just talking our immediate neighbors.
Oh, probably maybe within the next hour or so for another 2 to 3 after that.
I look back at Maya. All right, I guess we're gonna be heading out to pay this.
I have a map of where he lives.
Okay, I'll take a look at the map. It's quite near here.
Yeah.
So, do I know of the place?
You've probably seen it in passing. You probably
Yeah.
didn't know necessarily that it was his house and all
Right,
that, but
right.
yeah, I mean it's in a nicer neighborhood. It's unlike a lot of the buildings here in Thogladar. It's actually its own self-contained entity rather than being, conjoined, like row house style or townhouse or whatever. Fairly sizable place. But yeah, I mean, other than that, don't really have a whole lot to go off of.
Not a super, super nice house, just kind of a upper middle class, or...
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay. And then, would I know from passing, like, just because I know around here, like around here, if they're in my immediate neighborhood, I would kind of know. Do I think that he has a basement of any kind?
Well, you can't say for certain. Dwarves, given their tendencies and the fact that they've essentially had to carve every inch of their place from rock of some sort, certainly don't shy away from basements.
Yeah, I just was wondering if I would remember if this particular one, like, because you would see windows or something out to the outside.
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay. Yeah, that was more what I was kind of asking.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there are basement windows or something to that effect, kind of hard to remember.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, well, I guess we'll have to pay him a visit. And then Trogdor, you were sleeping in my brother's bed, weren't you?
Yep.
I'll go back and check on him. Is he drooling all over the bed and shit?
I guess that depends on how Trogdor sleeps.
I sleep normally, except sometimes in my armor.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe the stray little bit of drool here and there, but overall, nothing obscene.
Okay, he's not like it's not tearing up my brother's bed or anything.
No.
Okay. I'll just shrug and let him continue sleeping then.
Okay.
Because he actually should be almost done. Probably within the next hour or so.
Well, I think what we did actually was during the last trip that Maya made, I believe you got everybody up, come to think of it.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah.
I think you woke up Trogdor and Bungdo, and you were all
that's
kind
right.
of out in the...
Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys did get your long rests.
Yes.
That's
right.
Right. So redact that, then I will...
I'll be back in just a second.
Right. I'll just say, well, we're gonna have to be sneaky. Trogdor, can you manage that?
Trogdor, Bane of Doors.
Yeah,
Take two.
That's not sneaky. We need the opposite of that.
Try.
Okay. So myself and Maya will probably take lead on this. Probably followed by... whether you or Bungdo want to come next, you can, but I think... I don't know, I think maybe you should be in the back Trogdor.
I'm fine with wherever.
Because that way we can tell if you're, if you're able to be sneaky or not.
Well, how are you planning on running this? What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking if he had a basement, we could sneak in there and work our way up.
Well, we don't need necessarily everyone in there. Trogdor isn't very sneaky, but he can at least, I don't know, stand guard outside and detect
Or
good and evil.
he could run a distraction, and we could have him knock on his door and just talk to him. Yeah. You could run distraction.
What?
Or Bungdo. I look at Bungdo, my eyes get wide. Bungdo, this would be perfect for you. Bungdo seems not to be paying attention right at this moment. But, we'll come back to that, Bungdo. We'll come back to that. But yes, Bungdo could knock on his door, and Bungdo, being Bungdo, could easily keep him occupied for a couple minutes, while the sneakiest of us get in there and take him from behind, and then you guys can just walk in. Sound good?
Should I also use my steed as a distraction?
You could. Or you could be a traveling salesman with Bungdo. Maybe you could sell your steed. Hell, we could get some money out of this deal.
We necessarily need to.
Oh, Bungdo, you're awake. So, I had this idea. We're going to head over there in the next hour or so. You should run distraction and knock on the guy's door and talk to him. While me and possibly Maya go in through the basement, sneak in, knock him out, and then let you guys just fully in.
But it might be better if no one knows that we were there, because if he's part of a scheme, then they might, cut him off instead of letting us get to them.
What do you mean?
Like, if they know he's been compromised or whatever, they might just close down anything with relations to him, and we might not be able to find out anything more down the road.
Yes, but I can disguise myself as the guy and just, we sneak in, like, while he's got the door open, sneak in, knock him out. I disguise myself, take his place, and say, "Oh, come in, let's talk further." And boom, there we go.
Stay disguised?
I can for...
Alright, I'm actually back now.
I don't know.
Wait,
I mean, if...
I'm saying, like, if they decide to contact him tomorrow, and he's not there...
I'm not gonna kill him, I'm just gonna knock him out and interrogate him.
Yeah. But if he says he got knocked out,
then that's fine. By the time he talks to anybody, we should be at their door, too.
I don't think it's as simple as you're making it.
So what are you saying? We don't knock him out?
Maybe we just search his place, and if we don't find anything, then we knock him out.
Can we just knock him out anyway and then search the place?
But I don't want... If he doesn't know that we were there, it's better.
He won't know that we were there.
If we knock him out, then he will know that someone was there.
Well, that's fine, but he won't know who or why. I just really want to punch his dickhead in the face.
Well, then you better figure out a reason why.
Because he's a sleazeball.
No, why he got knocked out.
Oh. I'm sure I could come up with something. A bookshelf freaking book fell off and knocked him out. We'll figure that out later.
Guess. Okay. Figure it out now, but...
Well, I don't know. It all depends on where I don't know what the inside of his house looks like.
Okay. You want to do this?
We're going to have to do it probably in the next hour or so when it's less busy, so I don't have to disguise... Hopefully I won't have to disguise myself. Can only do that 2 more times for an hour.
Whenever you're ready.
I look at my mom. Hey, Mom, do you have any, happen to have any hair dye?
I'm afraid I don't. I've just kind of gone with the natural look lately.
Darn. I was hoping I could be able to dye my beard at least to, make it not shown. Just
Totally
kinda...
shave it.
I look at Trogdor with in absolute disgust. Just 100% disdain and disgust. No.
Have you ever seen a dwarf without a beard?
I look back at Maya. You don't want to go there.
I was asking Trogdor.
I'm not used to seeing people with facial hair, period.
Aren't they born with beards?
I was.
Exactly.
I came out looking pretty near what I look like now.
You don't shave a dwarf.
That's correct.
Do they shave dwarves when they put them in, like, prison? If they, like, murdered someone?
I look towards my mom and dad. Do they?
Your dad kind of chimes in like, can't say I've heard of that being a practice, but I guess if whoever it was gave them a reason.
I just felt like it might be good punishment.
That would definitely be a punishment. We may still, to this day, find just this day, find out what an unbearded dwarf looks like. And I'll just take my beard and, like, tuck it into my armor underneath. So that it's, like, hidden as best I can.
Is there a way to get onto the roof?
There better be to get
Where?
Onto the house roof?
I don't know.
Which house?
Over my parents? Over in?
I mean, there's not like a roof access, but I mean, you misty stepped your mount up there last time.
Yeah, I was hoping to
Your
save it.
voice just got weird, Eric.
He
Because
left
I'm in
his
another room.
computer.
Oh.
He decided to abandon us all.
Good.
Yep.
Deserve it. Bunch of
But yeah.
skeletons.
So there's not a direct roof access, but you know, you could climb.
Is there any ladders, or do those exist yet?
They exist. There aren't any just sitting around.
Yeah, we don't have any ladders. I look at Trogdor. I hope you're planning on getting that beast off the roof.
Okay. And I point to your parents. I say, if you want to see some other cool magics, come out to the front door. And I walk outside.
Dad, you might want to grab your hard hat.
He gives you a concerned look, and
It's just a precaution.
all right. And yeah, he kind of ducks back into the pantry where he kind of just left his hard hat on the table, and comes back out with it firmly planted atop his head.
Good. All right, and I'll walk out with him.
All right.
When everyone's out there watching, I'll just look up towards the roof and I'll snap my fingers and misty step the roof.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna get onto my mount and walk towards the edge, and then wherever there's a clearing within 30 feet of me, I'll misty step back down.
Couldn't you just ask your mount to, like, jump off the roof?
Would it take fall damage?
It's not that high of a roof.
Yeah, it's not super high up. I mean, it's basically the roof of a second story
Of a dwarven building.
of a
Yeah.
dwarven building. Yeah.
So
I guess I'll just walk it off the edge.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you didn't have to misty step up there.
but he did.
Unmisty step.
Unmisty step. Indeed.
That's a new spell, unmisty step.
All right. So the smallish platinum dragon just walks its way right off the roof and lands somewhat gracefully. It does seem to wince a little bit. Seems to have taken a bit of damage, but not anything really significant. You are fine, and you are now both down in the street.
Rubbing my steed's back, trying to make it feel better.
Does anyone faint in shock?
No, but there are a couple of shocked gasps from Togar's parents as they're kind of just looking on and watching a dragon jump off their roof.
I just say, Mom, Dad, he's harmless. I just was afraid he might jump onto you. So, you're okay now, Dad.
He keeps his hard hat firmly planted where it is.
That's fine. I say, well, would you guys want to touch it?
No.
Always harmless. Go right ahead.
I'll just walk up and
Togar's
pet it.
okay. Togar's mom kind of takes a hesitant step forward, kind of hand part way outstretched, just very gingerly kind of reaching out to touch the side of the dragon's head. Slowly reaches over and very, very gently, like barely even making contact, just kind of pets it behind where she supposes an ear might be.
After he does that, I telepathically tell the dragon to happily lick face.
All right. So as she's doing that, the dragon then turns and faces her, and she like kind of jumps back a little bit, and then the tongue lolls out and just right up.
I start laughing. I walk over and kind of like I'll scratch where its ear would be. Just say stop, and kind of get it to stop licking my mom.
All right. After probably a couple good licks, it lays off. But yeah, she's kind of just standing there, shocked, for lack of a better term.
I will, after I get it to stop, I'll turn around and offer her my cloak and say, "Here, you can wipe your face off. I told you it's harmless. It's like a big puppy."
All right, she takes the cloak and kind of just tries to wipe her face off as best she can. The dragon slobber.
He's actually really warm.
What?
Your dragon. He's warm. Like he's just naturally dragons aren't they like naturally warm. They don't mind cold climates and stuff.
So, given the nature of this thing, it's. I would describe it as effectively a warm-blooded creature, but not in practice. So, for example, if you're riding this dragon out in the middle of a snowstorm, it's not going to keep you warm. But it's not going to freeze to death either.
Okay, so like it's. I gotcha. So it functions as just a regular like warm-blooded creature.
Yeah, without the actual expulsion of heat.
Yes. Okay, gotcha. I
You-
was thinking it was
You
like a
couldn't
lizard.
slay it and hide and be warm inside its body.
It is not a tauntaun.
I was just thinking, like, you know how, like, horses and stuff, if you're riding a horse in the cold, its body does exude heat.
Yeah.
I figured it was something like that it would. Okay.
No heat for you.
Damn. I retract that statement.
All right. So this being all squared away, is there anything else you guys would like to do before heading over to investigate Farrig Leadforge's residence?
Do I know of any place that has magical items?
Make a history check.
Alright.
Okay. So, what you do remember is they're certainly not as plentiful as perhaps such places were in, say, Strassa.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a place kind of toward the front gate of the city. Probably a couple streets in from the gate at the very entrance of the like open, expansive cavern that the city is in. And it's called Gimrigs.
Gimrigs.
Who
I
has the
can.
bag of holding right now?
I will hand it back to you. And say, sorry, I didn't end up getting much done.
Well, kind of hard. Should we go now?
Yeah, but I would like to, if possible, soon afterward go to see if I can get either like a ring or like an item of disguise that will disguise me. A ring or a hat or something. So I don't have to use all of my spells every day.
That would be a good idea.
Because this only lasts me for an hour, so.
Should we get that first or after, you think?
Well, after all this is said and done, how much time do we have left before it's kind of quiet around?
Before it's quite probably. Oh, you're looking at maybe 20 minutes.
And how far away is the shop from here?
Probably 25 to 30-minute walk one way.
We'll do it after.
Okay. Yeah. That's running low on time.
Yep. So I'm just going to climb up behind, or attempt to climb up behind Trogdor, and just kind of like hide myself behind him.
You would.
Should
Well, I got-
Tormilla stay here? Tormilla, you.
I mean, if Tormella wants to come, she has just as much of an interest in this as we do.
Well, I can't very well have you out here risking your life and leaving me safe at home. So, Yes,
Oh.
I'll be accompanying you.
How should we disguise you?
I hop off. I will help her get on, and I'll say, you know what? I'll walk. I'm pretty sneaky.
Right. She does her best to kind of, pull up the hood of her cloak and at least, not draw too much attention to herself.
I just tell her, just put Trogdor's cloak over top of you, so you look like he's. You could just completely hide under his cloak.
So she actually does attempt to do this, and it's not the most convincing disguise you've ever seen.
No, I start laughing.
Yeah, she kind of like slips the back of the cloak completely over her, and it's actually it doesn't reach all the way down to where she's sitting on the dragon, so you can still see like just a little bit of a little bit of butt hanging out from underneath, and she's like, how's this?
It's a little too short, unfortunately.
All right. She kind of shuffles the cloak back up over her form and kind of lets it fall back into its natural position, draped off Trogdor's back, and just goes back to kind of straightening her hood and drawing it up and kind of keeping her head down.
All right. So, and I look at Trogdor and say, Trogdor, you got to make sure to try to keep her hidden if you can. Trogdor?
How am I gonna do that?
You're big. Just put her behind you.
I'm supposed to be the distraction. I can't distract while hiding someone.
I'm saying on our way there.
Yeah.
Alright.
For the way there.
Is she wearing heavy armor?
I don't believe she is. Let me double check.
Yeah, what is she wearing?
She is wearing
Late.
She's Pike.
No, she is currently wearing a set of medium looking armor, where you two have to guess the classification.
Just as long as it doesn't have disadvantage on sneak.
No, she doesn't jingle when she walks.
Okay.
I don't either. I have.
But Trogdor does.
Yes,
Everything
he does.
I what?
You jingle as you walk.
For some reason, Bungdo jingles when he walks too.
It's probably the staff.
Well, if I remember, you don't have very good stealth, do you?
Oh, mine is horrendous.
Don't
You
feel
just
too
have
bad.
coins in your pocket that are just jingling.
He's just too rich for you.
I mean, technically, I do have a bag of holding that, like, probably jingles around.
Fair enough. It was just a joke. Okay. Well, I say, okay. Well, shall we? I know where it is. So I will. I'm gonna take to the shadows, and I'll meet you guys there.
Well, how are we supposed to get there if we can't see it?
I hand Trogdor the map.
I'm fucking gone.
Indeed, you are.
So I say, Trogdor, we're here. And the place we're going to is circled. And then I try to sneak too.
Okay. Alright, and you do a pretty good job as well, blending into the shadows along the side of the street. And, that leaves Bungdo, Trogdor, and Tormilla, as well as Trogdor's steed, in the middle of the street.
I would assume my parents went inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
You roll a stealth check, my steed.
I suppose I could do that.
I'll do stealth too. Might as well.
You're riding, so your stealth is based on theirs.
Let's
And
see.
before a horse rolls a nat 20. People don't notice the fucking dragon walking down the street, but they do notice the gnome.
All right.
To them, I'm just floating in the air.
Yes.
Magic.
So yeah, as the platinum dragon attempts to conceal itself, it kind of takes a couple steps over in the street and seems to think that it's pretty well hidden.
Did it roll a nat 1?
Get to see the roll.
I just used a rolling macro that I have because I didn't have the character sheet fully fleshed out.
Oh. We don't get to know how well it thinks it's hidden.
It's not very hidden.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see here. Why are there duplicates of things? Thanks,
Does it-
Roll20.
Does it get advantage for being a dragon?
It
I'm
would
just
probably
kidding.
get disadvantage.
Them sneaky dragons, you know.
For being a shiny ass dragon?
Oh, wait, let's see here.
The stealth is based on it's so shiny, people don't look at it.
That could be a thing. But I think we went over this, and it's not like actually platinum, it's just like platinum colored.
Anyway, it's not all that well hidden.
Yep, damn it.
You're not stealthy anyway. I don't know why you're sneaking.
Me and Togar at some point probably reached the place.
Yeah. I'm fucking gone.
All right. So yeah, being the first two to arrive on the scene, you see a moderately large house with a, well, for lack of a better term, just kind of large courtyard expanding out around the structure of the building.
Is it fenced in?
Yes, the entire property is kind of boxed in by a, well, to a dwarf, it's about a chest high stone wall with well, from this vantage point you see one metal gate that seems to be intended to allow passage in. The house itself stands 2 stories tall, 3 in a couple places. Looks like there's kind of just, extensions, kind of turret situations going on. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you.
I would also like to lean over to Trogdor and be like, what if he has servants?
Togar, you mean?
Yeah. I still blame you for that.
Yep. Does she even know where I am?
Unless you've made it known to her, probably not.
Fine, I will make it known to her. And just say, I don't know. We'll have to deal with that when the time comes. And then I will sneak over to the... do I see any basement windows or anything?
Alright, so looking at the house now, you can see that, yeah, there are what appear to be basement windows of some sort, although they all look to be closed off in some way. Like, not sure if there's actual barriers set up between the windows and the interior, or if it's just some meticulously fitted cloth or whatever. But it seems very intentionally set up so that you are not able to see in the basement.
I'm going to. Is there anybody around?
I mean, there's kind of the general foot traffic, bearing in mind that the uh, fence, so to speak, that hems in the property isn't tall enough to entirely shield you from the gaze of passersby. There is
Yeah.
always that risk.
How far away? Like, how if I were to walk along the fence, how close could I get to the house without like crossing the fence?
Probably the closest point you'd be looking at about 15 feet.
Is there a window over there?
Basement window or ground
Yeah,
floor? What are you
yeah,
thinking?
basement.
Um, the closest one would be about 10 feet deeper into the property. You would be kind of at a looks like a front vestibule kind of thing. You'd be going alongside it to the corner where the wall that reaches out toward the street and then the one that runs parallel kind of converge. There
Okay.
is a basement window on the wall that faces the street.
What about a first floor window?
There are a number of those. Um, Again, you'd be probably having to go in that same wall. So you'd essentially have to travel about 25 feet deep into the property before being able to um, possibly make your way in or look in, whatever you intend to do.
And that's
Produce
street
flame.
facing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so
What's
is it on a corner, or does it have houses next door?
So it's a row of properties. The houses themselves are not conjoined to one another, but the um, so on each side of the building, you've got anywhere from 15 to 25 feet of like open paving stones, the dwarven equivalent of a yard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it's just property after property after property laid out in that fashion. So
Okay.
this one is not on a corner, to answer that question.
Okay. So on either side, is there a basement window, or even the back, that would be within 30 feet, other than the front?
Um, Within 30 feet of what? Where you're standing on the road, or
No. Of like, if I were to walk along the fence, like around the outside of the fence, like the chest high wall, is there any place that I could stand that would be within 30 feet of a window that's not in the front?
if you were to go inside, like onto the property and walk along the wall, then yes. But the sides of the property itself butt up against the sides of the next property over, so you can't walk around the side without actually entering the property.
Yeah, I don't care about the other guys walking on the other guys paving stones. I just don't
Okay.
want to. I don't want to be the house that my target house. I want to be on the other side of the fence from it.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, it does look. I mean, even just from the direction that you're kind of walking, approaching from, there does look to be a basement window facing out on that side that might be just within that 30-foot range.
Okay. Well,
what's in the back of the house?
Um, I mean, how would you like to go about getting there to investigate?
I'm I mean, okay, if I'm standing in front of it, right?
Yep.
And I look through the yard, Wait, can I see behind the house? Like, is there another road behind the house, or?
No, it backs up to another property.
Okay. And how well lit is this area?
Moderately well lit. I mean, pretty standard for what you've seen in Thogladar thus far. Kind of this dull, orangey red light that seems to illuminate most of the place. Nothing super vibrant, but it's not like, it's not darkness either.
Okay.
Are the there we go. Are the windows to the basement? Do they look big enough for me and Maya to fit in?
It'd be a tight squeeze for Togar. Like, possible, maybe.
Well, if Togar can fit, then I can fit.
Right.
Alright. Well, I'll nudge Maya and say, do you want to go in the basement, or do we want to go on the first floor? I'd be much better, it'd be much nicer to go in the basement, but if we have to go on the first floor, that's fine.
I'm okay either or.
Well, if we do the basement, I can open the window from here and make sure it's open for us to just run over there and go in.
That would be good.
Okay.
We can't see whatever. Hopefully we're not,
I can open the window and we
falling
can look in.
into a pit of lava or something. Well, we should do it fairly quickly so we don't look vicious.
It's not going to look suspicious at all. It's just somebody opened the window from the inside. And I produce Mage Hand.
Somebody opened the window from the inside, and then people came over and crouched by it.
Okay.
We can just tell them we're window inspectors.
Okay.
We're inspecting the structural integrity of the stones
You're
around the
not
window.
there.
I know. I'm just saying that's what you could tell.
You're a window inspector. Alright, I will get to within 30 feet of that and cast Mage Hand. So it says a point. It appears at a point I choose within range. 30 foot is the range.
Yep.
Can I put it inside, right on the other side of the window, and attempt to fumble around and find the latch and open it?
Yeah, you can definitely. I mean, it's in range, so you can summon it there.
Okay.
So you summon the Mage Hand, and using the limited sensation that you have with it, you gather that there is some sort of solid barrier that's been put up between the window and the interior of the basement.
So, alright, I look at my no-go on the basement. There's something solid behind that window.
Well, we'll need to check that out.
Indeed we will.
But I
Any
guess
preference on the
floor?
window? I'll open that window too.
Just the best window.
I find the best window.
The best window.
Yes.
Alright.
You know, the one that says, use this one above it?
Right.
Neon flashing lights, just
Yeah.
to make it obvious.
Yeah, that one.
And the siren. Pick up the siren. Oh fuck! I dropped my Doritos. I was picking them up as I said that, and I just hit the the arm of my chair. I'm like, fuck! All my Doritos are all over the floor.
Well, looks like we have to get out and eat them.
Dorito, no!
Sprinkle Dorito crumbs on it, it'll fix it.
Okay.
Just get a dog.
Alright, so are you guys still approaching from the side, or what's the plan there?
I'm just gonna do a lap around the place. Like, I walk through other people's yards, I don't give a fuck.
I feel like we should just go in through the back when they get here.
Okay.
Maybe
you-
just,
Do we want to wait for them then?
well, if everyone goes towards the front of the house when they come, then no one will be in the back.
Huh, seems logical to me. Alright. So I guess
All right.
I will wait in hidden while until they get there.
Okay. So the remainder of the party makes their way
And
a little
Casper
bit
is
more,
fine.
of course. But yes, you do eventually arrive at what you gather to be the house. Just to paint the picture again, before you see a 2-story house. 3 in some places. Looks like there are some tower or turret kind of setups. There is a portion, as you're looking at the house, a portion to the right that kind of sticks out a bit further toward the street, and seems to lead to a foyer vestibule kind of thing. It's here that you see a set of double doors that appear to be the main entrance to the.
So I turn to Togar. Maybe we should we just sneak along the wall on the other side?
Yeah, let's do that. Hop the wall and sneak inside
Yeah.
while they're distracting.
So I guess we start moving along the wall on the opposite side of the house.
Okay. So yeah, you move along the wall and get to a place that you think would be optimal for sneaking in a window. And are you waiting for anything particular, or would you like to just go ahead with your part of the plan?
I guess I'll wait until they approach and knock on the door.
Okay. So what is Team Distraction doing?
Team distraction.
Eating dirt.
Wow. Sorry.
That's Bungdo stealth roll for you. Roll a 9 and he's sitting there literally eating Doritos on the fucking Chrome Dragon.
I'm actually eating salted fish.
There you go. Oh, what just happened?
A bunch of pens just fell at you.
She just threw a bunch of pens at you. Eric, run. She's trying to kill you.
It was a gasp of something is happening and I don't know what it is and I don't understand.
Oh,
I don't
Something.
gasp. I don't gasp when that happens.
I do, because sometimes bad things happen when that happens.
anyway. Team Distraction. What's up?
Well, what do we want to do, Team Distraction? What do we want to do?
Well, we have a dragon.
Oh my god, can you hear me? Did you hear me
Yes.
say what do we want to do?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sweet. I thought my mic was muted, but it was like halfway muted. Meaning it wasn't muted, but the button was halfway down.
Right.
We heard everything. However distressing that may be.
Well, it's not like I was doing anything fancy. Just asking what you guys wanted to do. I don't know. We could knock on the door.
I have a dragon.
At this point, I'm sitting over there on the other side of the wall,
What?
just kind of giggling. I'm just sitting over there giggling on the other side of the wall, hearing them talk about this.
This is going great.
Yep. I whispered to Maya, we probably should have put somebody else.
Bungdo goes up and knocks on the door.
All right.
All right.
So, yes, allowing himself in through the front gate, he strolls up the, well, paved area that leads through the paved area, and ascends the 3 steps up onto the stilts and knocks on the door. There is a loud metallic reverberation to every knock as you hear it kind of just echo throughout whatever entry chamber might lie behind the doors. As the echoes die down, there is silence for a few moments.
I keep knocking.
Okay.
I haven't stopped knocking.
Okay.
Just sitting back in my dragon.
so Bungdo is persistently knocking away at this big metal door and is hearing the reverberating sound bouncing back and just layering knock on top of knock on top of knock. And
At this point, I want to run over and start conjure mage hand and unlock the back door.
okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Can I do it with advantage because I don't really have to be that quiet?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you managed to kind of flip it open. No big deal.
Cool.
Um,
I'm
okay.
not gonna actually full on open it. I just unlocked it so that I can just open it.
Okay. Cool. So at that point, then, as Bungdo is banging away on the door, it kind of starts a little bit, and it starts to kind of scoot back a little in its frame, and as it's drawn back, you see a rather aged dwarven female kind of stick her head out. Say, yes.
Hello, my name is Bungdo Fant. I'm from the Church of Saint Nomish.
Sorry, Nomus.
We were here to see if you would like to contribute to our church's building in this dwarven city. We'd like to, bring everyone in here to the true religion, and we were hoping to find supporters. Would you be interested? Comes with a 3-month membership to the church and a monthly magazine with all of our sayings and worshipping of the Saint Nomus. It's a wonderful, wonderful program indeed. You'll really regret it if you don't.
As this female dwarf has attempted multiple times, like she kind of opens her mouth to speak, but then Bungdo just
Before
keeps
she
going.
speaks again, Bungo pulls out a piece of salted fish and says,
This is specially blessed salted fish straight from the Gnomish homeland. If you'd like, could try some. We have it every...
is it just like Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday and shit? Or are there like actual different days?
We can just go with the typical days of the week. That's fine.
Well, we have it every Sunday, or as we like to call it, Nomus Day. Freshly prepared. Just for the...
When she opens her mouth, you just stick it in.
Please do. Please do.
The fish just like googly eyes and all.
It's just a fucking tail sticking out from her mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do it.
Yes, I do. Actually, no, I have to be respectful, otherwise she'll probably just shut the door. So, what I do instead is take the fish and I waggle it right in front of her face.
See? It's delicious.
Well, I do suppose it's a bit better than the copious amounts of pamphlets we've received thus far, but
Well, we believe in a more personable approach, and we enjoy making connections with our community. It's one of the biggest preachings of Saint Nomus. It's something we really, really pride ourselves on.
You listen to. You're very patient listeners of the community, aren't you?
She replies.
If you like, I can... I'm sorry, I can't come up with any more. I'm laughing.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Bungo kind of looks like he's done talking.
I'm cringing in the background.
You're what?
Cringing in the background.
Well, I do appreciate it. It's well, I'm already a believer in Moradin.
Well,
And
before you go on, you must know that we also appreciate the beliefs in other religions, and so it's really okay if you choose to believe in other beliefs too, while still believing in Saint Nomus. He's not a god or anything. We like to follow his preaching. He's kind of like Nomdi, one of the old Gnomish believers in peace. He was very non-violent. We're not quite like that, but we believe in something similar. So you're welcome to come down to the church and see, and maybe if you like it, you can be dual religious, sort of. It's more of a way of life than a religion, but it's quite nice.
It's like
I'm
fucking
sure you would enjoy it.
It's Scientology.
We also offer support to those in need. So if you ever find yourself in a stickly pickle, we're there for you. One big happy community.
He's stickly pickle.
Indeed.
Stickly pickle.
Well, I certainly do appreciate the offer, but I'm afraid I will have to decline.
I really must say, it would be wonderful if you would join us. You seem like the kind of person that would really connect with our beliefs.
I chime in. There's dragons, and I just point to mine.
Indeed, they're dragons. Look, there's one of them now. He's a bit of a wee bit fellow, but more where he comes from.
At this point, I'm going inside. I'm opening the door and going in.
You better. I've been stalling for minutes.
I was enjoying it.
I kind of nudge you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you open the recently unlocked back door, and looking around the room that you've entered in, it seems.
You open it sneakily.
Okay. Looks to be a kitchen you're walking into.
All right.
Number of counters as well as a fireplace off of one side. To your left, the wall on your left is almost entirely consumed by a fireplace, over which you see a large black kettle kind of just hanging, seemingly cooking up a stew or soup of some sort. Looking around the room, you see a door that leads. So there's one that's on the same wall as the fireplace. So you can seemingly go through to some room that is behind that. There is a door to your right. Hard to really determine what that might lead to. And then on the wall across from you, there is another door that leads out. Again, difficult to discern what it might lead to. All these doors are closed.
Alright, I'm going to head towards the one behind the fireplace and check it. Is it trapped, locked?
It does not appear to be either of those. Pretty easy to discern.
Stealthily opening it.
Okay. Yeah, you slowly crack the door and find yourself looking at looks to be a dining room. Pretty ornately furnished, a number of golden candelabras and such kind of situated on the tables. Pristine, almost glistening metal place settings sat at each of the 8 spots along the length of the table. There are a number of fine tapestries adorning the walls, as well as a long, almost sort of plush carpet type material rolled out underneath the table itself. You can see in this room there are a pair of windows that look out. One on your left as you walk in, one directly across. Stepping in, you can see that there are two other doors besides the one that you've entered through. One that you almost have to make a U-turn of sorts after walking partway into the room seems to lead to probably about the same place that the door across the way as you entered the kitchen would lead, probably a hallway, now that you're kind of piecing things together.
Okay.
Um, there's another door to your right, kind of along what you can now tell is the exterior of the house. Hard to say what kind of room that would lead to. And then between those two doors, you see an open archway that seems to lead to a spiral staircase headed downward.
I motion to Maya to come on and shut the door, essentially. And I will head in and wait at the staircase for Maya.
I'll shut the door and sneakily follow. Yeah.
Okay. And where be you investigating?
Downstairs.
All right.
Going down the steps.
All right. So, as you make your way down the steps, you kind of just it feels a little bit colder down here for whatever reason. The spiral steps eventually give way to sort of a straight flight of steps leading directly down to. From this vantage point, you can see what appears to be room. Oh, let's see. Probably 50 to 60 feet, I guess, deep from your perspective, like long ways. Against the far wall, you can see a single torch that sits in a wall sconce there, illuminating a large table with a book laid out open across it, sort of along one side. Next to the book, there is something. Hard to say exactly what. Just it looks like a large pile of something with a kind of a ragged-looking cloth draped over.
Okay.
Is there anyone here?
You, well, go ahead and make a perception check.
Can I as well?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't worry, I got you.
Oddly enough, the human who can't see shit in the dark can see better than the dwarf who has dark vision.
I have other senses besides vision.
Oh, I know, I'm just saying.
I have tuned them well.
Let's see here. So, from this vantage point, Maya, you can make out. Looks like there are a few. Well, it looks like you see a chair, a couple barrels, just kind of random goods across the floor here. There look to be a couple of like spills or something, like small puddles almost. And just for clarity on what you would and wouldn't be able to see, are you walking like all the way up to the threshold of the room, or would you like to stay back on the steps a little bit?
I mean, just kind of slowly creeping my way towards the threshold of the room.
Okay. You would be able to see off to your right. kind of just at the cusp of the light that's thrown by the torch on the far wall. You can see what looks to be a crumpled humanoid form. Really hard to make out any details from this point, but it's just seemingly lying there on the
Okay. Can I sneak my way over to it? I'll just like kind of point to Togar where I'm going.
Okay. Yeah.
Sneak past him on the staircase.
I would assume she pointed out what she saw on the table, right? Like the thing with the okay. So while she's doing that, I just mage hand and pull the cloth off. But we can do hers first. I'm just saying.
What's the range on your mage hand?
I'm gonna 30 feet. So I'm gonna walk with her across to the cusp of that room, and I should be within 30 feet, I think.
So the room itself is. Let me zoom out here and get the exact measurement.
You would have
the
a
room
map and not use it.
I mean, reasons.
Fair.
The room itself is about 50 feet from the wall you're entering through to the opposite wall where the torch is.
Oh, okay, so the room is 50 deep.
Yeah, it's 50 feet from the entrance of the room to the far wall.
Gotcha. Okay, and then the table's on the far wall.
Yeah.
So, but Maya just walked into the room, right?
I snuck.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sneak into the room as well and get to within 30 feet and pull the cloth off.
Okay. I will say that as the two of you sneak into the room, especially Togar having dark vision, you see as you fully clear the threshold, there are actually a number of what look to be crumpled or broken humanoid figures. 3 on the wall to your left, 2 on the wall to your right. All of them seem to be tethered there, actually manacled to a holding point on the wall. So
There wasn't a door to this room. It was just an arch down the staircase, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Do they
seem
look
to be-
Are they dwarven size or?
Assorted sizes. There look to be a couple dwarves and 3 more traditionally sized humanoids.
So I guess I'm assuming I'm approaching the first one, the one closest to the staircase.
Okay, so yeah, upon the two of you entering and Togar kind of seeing all this with his dark vision, he
I'll point it out.
presumably points it out, gives you a little nudge, and there is one in what would be the near left corner as you've just entered the room.
Okay. I will make my way there. Is there any light in here?
Just the torch on the far wall.
Oh, okay. So I can see a little bit.
Yeah, you can make out details,
Is there
limited details.
anything near the torch that I can look at?
Yeah, that would have been the stuff that I described. The table,
Okay.
open book, big pile of something with cloth slung over it.
What's the, I don't know, humanoid closest to that?
Closest to the light? So that would be further along this left wall. Looks to be most of the remains of an elf. It appears as though since you can actually see this with the light being shut out, it appears as though a good portion of its innards have been taken out around the stomach area.
Does it look like they've been like surgically taken out?
It looks pretty crude.
Okay.
Are all of them like that? Are all of them all fucked up?
Broken in different ways, but all broken.
And all dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yes, I'm gonna get within 30 feet of the thing, mage hand the cloth off. What is it?
Okay. So are you trying to like stand sort of center of the room, or are you hugging one wall? Plan.
I am not getting too close to the dead bodies, but I am staying off to the opposite side that Maya was on. And I'm just kind of trying to like, I guess if I have to, the bodies are chained to the wall, right?
Yeah. It looks as though there's probably enough chain there for them to have, should they have actually been alive here at some point. Maybe they had 7 to 10 feet of range that they could walk.
All right. And the doorway to this room is just a simple doorway, right? It's not like a big elaborate giant doorway.
It was just an arch and the staircase. There wasn't even an actual door.
Right, and then we went in the basement, and then this is in another room, or is this at the end of the basement?
This is the basement?
The
It's
basement
just the
is
whole thing?
Yeah, the basement. What you've seen here is just one big open room.
Okay, gotcha.
It's
So
just
basically,
it's a flight of steps that descends into a single open room.
Okay.
so pretty much the servants should know that this is here.
I'm gonna just walk straight down the middle then. Middle of the room.
Okay. And once you get right to that 30 feet, you want to stop and mage hand?
Yes. Well, actually, first I would mage hand, and can I pick the book up? Is it the book's lighter than 10 pounds, isn't it?
Looks like it should be, yeah.
All right, I'll pick the book up and carry it to me, and then I'll go and pull the thing off the pile.
I'm gonna join him in the middle of the room before he
I-
pulls it off.
I'll hand her as soon as I bring the book to me. I'll close it and hand it to essentially I'll like fold a page over, close it, and hand it to her to put in the bag of holding.
All right. So yeah, you summon your mage hand, and it just materializes over at that far end of the room, and you go. Good.
Can I read the does it have a title?
Well, I haven't got it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The hand materializes on the other side of the room, and you go and start to scoop up the book, at which point it emanates this bright green flash and seems to just turn to dust in the grasp of your mage hand. At this point, the thing under the cloth begins to stir.
What is it?
I'll take the cloth.
Okay, yeah, my mage hand's okay though, right?
Yeah, it's still there.
All right, I'll go over there and pull the cloth off and see what it is.
All right. So, lying there on the table, now actually beginning to move a little bit, is
Better not be a zombie.
it's difficult to determine. It looks like the head of some large creature with razor sharp fangs. The mouth is just kind of hanging, lolling open. You don't see any tongue or anything in the mouth. Where there should be two eyes for the face, you just see a single one. Looks to be almost clouded over. Branching out from the like right around where the ears and hair on a normal humanoid would be, you see a number of tentacle-like appendages, each with a single clouded over, smaller, but still recognizable eye.
Wait, so it's just a head?
Essentially, yeah.
It's just a head with a bunch of tentacles on it.
Yeah, single eye in the center and a bunch of eyes with like tentacle-looking things at the end of it. and the tentacles are beginning to twist and writhe a little bit.
Alright, I'm gonna make my mage hand invisible and grab it, just palm the fucking head and pick it up.
I tell you to put the sheet on first so it can't see us.
This thing is pretty big. I said it would be the head of a pretty sizable creature.
Oh.
This head itself probably constitutes a large creature.
Oh. So
The
it's
sheet back
it's
on.
like fucking like, oh, what is it? The Vanilla WoW boss. It's a big ass fucking tentacle creature.
It's like a head with tentacles coming out of it. Yeah.
Behold it.
Put the head back on.
Put the sheet back on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll put the sheet back on.
Okay.
And I will
The-
very swiftly start backing out of the room.
Yeah, the thing starts to levitate upward, kind of righting itself.
I tell you, if we get witnesses to see it coming out of this house, that will kind of sign his warrant, and if he's discredited, then the warrant on you will probably be discredited.
Good enough for me. Let's go. And I start pushing her towards the exit.
All right. Go ahead and well, actually, I can handle this.
I'm
Kind of-
not turning my back, but I'm backing up, and as soon as I hit those stairs, I'm up them.
Yeah, same here.
Are my spidey senses tingling?
Are you using your spidey senses?
I did tell you to detect good and evil while you're out there.
Yes, we did.
Specifically mentioned that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So,
As long as you remembered that.
all right. You guys are in good shape. You rolled pretty well on initiative. So, are you just booking it?
Yep,
Booking
get the
it.
fuck out of there.
All right. So I'll take that to mean like full on dashing, doing whatever you can to haul ass and get out.
Yep.
Haul ass, get out that back door, and my plan is to get out that back door, head to the wall, and sneak back to the front
Yep,
to
I'm...
join where Trogdor and the rest of our... Well, to join the front beyond the gate. So that it doesn't look like we came straight from the house after we get out of the house.
Yes.
Okay.
I am purposely leaving the door from this room to the kitchen to the back and the back door open,
Okay.
so that this thing can come out.
Okay. Let's see. I'm reading your thing, Trogdor. This would not be within 60 feet of you.
Aww. What about the maid or whatever she is that answered the door?
Seems fine.
Okay.
She's old.
So as soon as we get out, if we get out front successfully, and if that, as soon as I see that thing, I'm going to scream to attract attention.
Okay. The thing does not seem to be giving chase. You do make it out of the house, and make your way past the wall, duck down behind it. You wait.
Well, if I notice it not giving chase, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna...
Yeah.
Well, okay. What do you mean by not gonna run? Are you still in the basement, or
no,
what's?
I'm
No,
I'm
no.
up the stairs, but I'm like watching down, and if I see it, then I'm gonna keep going. Like I'll take off again. But if it's not following us out of the basement, then I'm gonna just kind of stand there and watch for a few minutes, or 30 seconds, and then kind of slowly see what it's doing.
I'm out in the kitchen.
That's fine.
All right.
I'm just
So,
kind of waiting for you.
just for my own clarification here, are you like keeping an eye on the thing, or are you keeping an eye out to see if it's fine?
Yeah, so like I ran up the stairs as fast as I could, and
Yeah.
then I hid like around the edge of the stairs and kind of peeked around to see if the thing's following me.
Okay, so the way the stairs are laid out, it's a straight flight up for a little bit from the basement, and then it turns into a spiral. So, would you like to
Oh.
be at the beginning of this? Like, where do you want to be situated?
Um, and there's a table in there, right? Like a kitchen table?
In the basement?
No, in the upstairs.
Upstairs
dining room
is
table.
yeah. Upstairs is the dining room. So there is a
Yes.
big dining room table that seats 8 to 10 people.
So I'm like kind of hiding ish behind that and watching. I'm putting it between me and the stairs
Okay.
and watching them,
Um,
but I'm the nearest I can be to the door Maya's in.
okay.
And I'm hiding in the kitchen.
All right. Yeah, you don't see anything beginning to follow you or anything like that.
Logically, could that thing fit up the stairs?
It would be a tight squeeze, but it could probably make it up.
Okay. Well, I am going to very, very slowly take one step at a time back down the stairs until I can figure out where this thing is.
Okay. Go ahead and make another stealth check. Okay.
If I hear anything, I'm booking it back out to the kitchen with Maya.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Yeah. So as you kind of head down, peek around, just looking to see what you can see. Thing is seemingly just kind of floating, meandering around the room, kind of aimlessly, looking
go-
around.
I'm gonna conjure Mage Hand in like an area I can see like off by a wall, and make it visible to the thing and just see what it does.
Okay. So it takes a moment for the thing to kind of wheel around and see the mage hand there. But let's see. As it does eventually turn around and see. Make a quick roll here.
And if it helps, I'm gonna back up a couple steps so I'm not really seen, and just barely peek around to where I can see the Mage Hand.
All right. So you see as this thing kind of hones in on the mage hand, one of the like outlying tentacle things with an eye affixed to the end of it seems to focus in on the hand, and you see this bluish ray of energy just shoot out from it toward the mage hand and kind of dissipate harmlessly against the wall.
Okay. And it's just sitting there like looking at my Mage Hand now.
Yeah, it's actually beginning to slowly close on it, like it's approaching the mage hand, and you can actually hear it uttering something in this deep otherworldly voice. It just sounds like Goch Yutya et Marutsamach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard about a creature such as this before, have I?
You can go ahead and make a history check.
Okay, because I personally think I know what it is, but
So,
Can I also make a check?
yeah.
Yeah.
Maya has no fucking clue.
I think I would.
Togar, on the other hand, while this is certainly a bit different from the bits and pieces that you've heard various adventures discussing in your time as a smith, overhearing their war stories, so to speak, the general description of this thing is pretty much in line with what you've heard of beholders.
Y'all, that's exactly what I thought this fucking thing was. But is it like a smaller version, or?
Size-wise, I mean, it's hard to tell because you've never actually seen a beholder up close.
Right.
It seems shriveled, almost like there were visible like lacerations on the thing. It almost looked as though the thing had already been in a serious fight, possibly like borderline deadly battle, and yet it's just kind of up and doing its thing somehow.
Huh. Okay, so, and I know a decent bit about beholders in terms of like what, that they're generally like not of this plane, and that it takes serious shit to bring a beholder.
I mean, you'd certainly know that they're not what would be considered a natural type of being.
Yeah, they're not like your typical house pet.
This is true. You would know this.
Okay. So, yeah, I will leave Mage Hand there and just fucking book it back up the stairs and find Maya and say, we need to get the fuck out of here now. And I'll just take off out the door, and I will shut the door behind me. Like, I'll shut both doors behind me.
Okay.
So. And I will go hide on the other side of the wall. And just once I get to the other side of the wall, I'll grab Maya and say, that was a fucking beholder.
And then ask you what a beholder is.
I explain that I explain what a beholder is. It's
okay.
Essentially what you saw. It's eyeball in the front, bunch of little eyeballs off of tentacles, and from what I hear, they're a bitch to fight. I've never fought one, but I've seen some armor of people who have, and they've got burn marks, they've got acid marks, they've got their armor just fucking disintegrated. It's nasty. And I would say that would be something that I would have seen, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. But the one in there looked like it had just seen a battle. It looks like it was barely moving around.
And just for reference, since we didn't go full-on battle map here, this is what you were looking at.
Oh.
Fun.
Oh, geez. And it's like an real old looking one. Like, hurt.
Yeah, like old, beat up, like tattered, bruised, just open cuts all over it.
I look at my. Do you know any strange languages? This thing was speaking a strange language.
No.
Nothing. Okay. Well.
Unless you think Elven's strange.
No, I wouldn't say. Elves are strange, but I wouldn't say Elven is strange. Okay, well, we better hightail it back. That's proof enough. All you have to do is say the dude has a beholder in his fucking basement, and that's it.
Behold, the beholder.
I may go with you this next time.
Okay.
So, I will, and then I will attempt to stealth away. Oh, fuck. I was just gonna stealth back to the road and just kind of walk.
I'm gonna stealth. I at least rolled better than a 2.
Yeah, but my overall total roll was better anyway.
Still better than a 2.
Unless it's a 10.
All right. So, though it's not exactly your finest hour as a rogue, or well, as a rather dexterous monk, whatever the case may be, you don't seem to really draw any attention to yourselves as you're making your return.
Yeah, and then as I'm walking back, I'm gonna attempt to, like, I'll mage hand and tap. Well, can we walk within 30 feet of Trogdor, or are they gone?
Well, what is Team Distraction doing?
Well, are we like? Is she still talking? Like, is she still at the door?
I mean, the length of time that it would have taken for this whole series of events to go down probably isn't a whole lot longer than the conversation that you already had.
All right, let's leave off where we were.
Well, I do respect your opinions, and you don't have to join my religion, but as a matter of honor, we are supposed to demonstrate one of our traditional religious rites. Would you be willing to, just watch for a few minutes while I do that? It won't take long. It's just, again, as I said, it's a matter of honor. Please?
And then I give her like puppy dog eyes.
Confused blinking.
I'll take that as a yes.
And then, is there dirt nearby me?
No, actually, it's just all paved.
Are there rocks, like loose?
Yeah, there are some loose pieces.
Well, off to it then.
I grab a rock and I put it on the ground in front of me, and I look at her and say,
Will you please touch the stone?
She kind of cautiously,
Don't worry, it won't bite.
yeah,
It's just a rock.
cautiously, it kind of almost squats down and just taps it really quickly. Kind of, immediately pulls her hand back and stands back up.
And then Bungo clears his throat very obnoxiously and loudly.
Well then.
He readies produce flame, and then he just like puts it over the rock and starts scorching it and goes, and then repeats that twice, and then chants, says some stuff in Gnomish, and then looks at her.
Well, now we have to wait just a moment for this to cool down, and then we'll be good to go.
And so they wait like 2 minutes, and then he picks up the rock and presents it to her.
Well, you may not come to find our same beliefs, but we present this to you as a gift of peace.
At this point, I walk by and see that they're still up there, and I'm across the road from them. I will mage hand, tap Trogdor on the shoulder, and point to me and give him the gesture of, come on, let's go. And just continue walking and dismiss mage hand.
Okay. In the meantime, the elderly dwarven lady that you have been distracting this whole time just, again, confused blinking and kind of just takes the rock. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Again, anytime you'd like to join us, you're perfectly welcome.
Right. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. May the blessings of Nomus be upon you.
Sure, whatever that means. She just closes the door.
And I stand there smiling for a second. And then I turn around and like just confidently and accomplishedly strut back to the dragon.
Here's a gift, air from my lungs.
Anyway.
I will walk back to the house actually, since I got Trogdor's attention, can I make a new stealth check to try to stealth again? Well, I cast a spell too. I did Mage Hand, so.
Sure.
I mean, if you don't want me to, I don't have to. But
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
hey, it's better.
Can
It's karma.
I also stealth back?
Yeah. Okay.
That's for my dragon.
Not so stealthy, that one.
It tries though.
All right. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So, yeah, as you begin to make your way back, everyone but Maya notices that you seem to have picked up a tail.
Wait, I have a tail?
Bungdo
There's
turns around, trying to chase it.
There is someone following you.
Oh,
Well, I guess. Dang it. I don't know they're there, so I don't know they're following me, but I rolled really well on my stealth.
no, they're following me.
They do seem pretty intent on Togar.
Okay.
How many?
2?
Blind sense.
Not anything strong one way or the other.
Okay.
Oh, I sense that too.
Yeah, everyone except Maya notices that you are being followed by a pair of cloaked, presumably dwarven individuals.
Are we in a residential area?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off, just fucking like go around a corner and just fucking bolt, and try to get around the nearest next blind corner I can get, and I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on me, on myself, and I would like to be a short gnomish. Nah, fuck it. I'll just be a dwarven woman again.
Okay.
Just
Naked
generic. What?
Naked still?
Nope. Just generic dwarven woman.
All right. As you make a break for it, one of the two figures kind of immediately darts off to the same side of the street that you're retreating to, presumably to head you off or at least keep eyes on you or something. The other one continues forward. But you are able to duck around the corner and make your transition undisturbed.
And then
Yeah.
I wanna look like I'm essentially like a repair dwarf. You know, somebody who's like repairing something, and I'll just, with the full repairman uniform, and I'll just be like inspecting the bricks of this building that I just ran around.
Okay.
Like, kind of just act like I'm inspecting it.
All right. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Not performance.
Not performance. uh. So you see on the far end of the alley that you've ducked into, you see a cloaked figure kind of peer around the corner, look at you, and then look the other way.
And then as soon as I see him do that, I'll say, "You looking for the one that just ran off? He kept going."
She.
No, he Togar.
Did you undisguise yourself?
No. I'm saying it as the lady that's sitting there inspecting the building.
Yeah,
I look
know,
over it.
but weren't you a lady?
Yeah.
Okay, to clarify, up until very recently, he looked like Togar, yes?
Yes. Because it
Okay.
had worn off.
Yes.
That's what I was asking.
So as Togar, he ducked around the corner and then transformed into a female.
Okay.
And said, he went that way.
Yes. And actually, for whatever reason, I can't Oh, they took away the slider for the spells. They took away the little plus and minus. So you just have to manually type it in. But yes, I just look at them and say, "Oh, he went that way." Scared me.
All right. Yeah, and he takes off running. Doesn't even say anything. Just takes off running that way.
All right, I will kind of look at it, kind of nervous. Obviously nervously, like how somebody would look at, if somebody was just working and some dude comes hauling ass into an alley, and then some cloaked figure comes hauling ass behind him. I'm looking as disturbed as I can. I'm like, I'll finish this later, and I'll walk around, back around the building and start walking away. Walking towards my friends. As this female dwarf. And as I get by, I'm going to just kind of walk by them and say, I had a tail, but I lost them. To them.
So I noticed.
So.
Are you just gonna keep walking past, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna essentially walk past, like, kind of around, and just kind of go around the block, and I will head back towards home.
Okay. So then Trogdor and Bungdo know that the one who hadn't taken off in pursuit remains behind the party for the entirety of the trip, but would like to do anything else.
Could produce flame on him.
Like to turn and wave, hello!
Is this the thing?
Yes.
Okay. The figure pauses, kind of looks at the Dragonborn that has now just turned around and given a dopey ass hello.
Actually, did I see that this dude was still following them?
You probably would have noticed that, yeah.
Okay, then I'm not going to go around the block. I'm just going to go around the corner, and after they walk away and he follows them, I'm going to follow him. So I am his tail.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... let's call it a stealth check. Alright. Yeah, he doesn't seem to notice that he himself now has a tail. And kind of comes to an abrupt stop as Trogdor greets him. And just kind of gives him this puzzled look, like, hello.
At this point, can I run up behind him and just smack him in the back of the head with my hammer, trying to knock him out?
Sure, go ahead and roll an attack.
Alright, it's going to be... I'm specifically trying to knock him out, not kill him, so...
Alright.
I have to roll for axe because I don't have my hammer, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
And
that's
then-
gonna hit.
Sneak attack.
Yep.
And then would that be... Oh, well, no, that's not a crit. That's a special thing for assassin, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So... Yeah, you sneak up behind and just thump, and he just goes limp. Collapses to the ground.
I say, Trogdor, help me out with this.
I guess I'm just gonna go over there and... Can my dragon pick it up with its mouth? Or is it big for that?
If I even remotely see that, I'll say, help me put him on the back of the dragon.
And for reference, you probably couldn't do that. It's probably not quite big enough to pull that off.
Alright.
You might be able to fit like a gnome, like have him carry a gnome from the back of his robes or something. But
I'll just get off the dragon, and then I'll pick that guy up and lay him across.
I'll say, Tormilla, if he moves, knock him out again.
I can do that.
Cool. And then now I would like to just stealth back towards, I'm going to fall back in the shadows.
Okay. Stealth check. There you go. Okay.
And I will continue tailing my group at my friends at a distance and watching for any more tails.
All right. Go ahead and roll a check. You
A
are
what?
now actively looking. Perception check? Yeah.
I'm perceptioning everything.
All right. So yeah, you make it back without incident. And yes, you're back home at the Hammer Striker household.
All
What are you
right.
doing?
No tails, nothing?
No tails, nothing that you can discern.
All right. I am going to... Is the front door locked?
Yes.
I'm going to attempt to pick it real quick.
Can I'm gonna try and get there before everyone else.
Okay.
That's probably why I didn't notice the tail. Can I see if anyone's watching the house?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception. Yeah, you do not see anyone who seems to be loitering about in the vicinity or anything. Seems pretty clear.
Like I'm used to doing, I walk up, just jam my thieves' tools in the door, click, and open the door. I mean, it's a lock I've known for my entire life.
This is true.
So,
All right. So here you are.
yep, I will walk inside and usher everybody in and say, Tractor, will his dragon thing fit in the doorway or no?
The doorway of a dwarven house.
I mean, technically, you might be able to squeeze him through. Maybe.
Trogdor, you're probably going to have to send him away, because it's... We've got... Well, or just at least put him somewhere.
Send them off for now. I don't know. Gotta snap my fingers and dissipate them.
Okay.
So, as soon as everybody's in,
as...
Oh, sorry.
Grab the unconscious man.
yeah, I assume
Yeah.
everybody gets in.
Okay. And yeah, as Trogdor dismisses this, it once again just kind of evaporates into this fine silvery mist.
Alright, as soon as everybody's in, I'll shut the door, lock it up, close all the drapes around the kitchen, and say, okay, well, we've got our proof.
Well, I mean, we saw the beholder, but do we have
Behold
to really
what?
prove that it is there? Besides an accusation.
Well,
What'd you see?
we saw a beholder.
Is it possible in the paladin training I've ever heard of one of these?
Make a history check.
Not in your training.
I have no idea.
Trogdor was not the best history student, as we've come to learn.
Bungdo, do you know what this is?
The beholder.
Yes.
History.
Oh, goddamn!
You're damn right he does.
Well,
You
I've
know-
studied them in depth back in my new mission land.
All right. Well, you know the danger that we face. This thing looked like it had just fought a big battle.
It's not that bad. It's just a beholder.
Yeah, but
It's nothing like the Skaglywonks of old. Back in my gnomish homeland, those terrible, terrible creatures. Skaglywonks will kill anyone.
Gaggly what?
A Skaglywonk.
Skaggly wonk. All right. I'm sorry. I'm insight checking that.
Well, I suppose that depends on whether that's a thing or not that Bungdo has experienced.
What, a Skaglywonk?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound very real.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very real. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Okay.
And
still
Bungdo
think
just
they're
kind of stands there, the
Skaglywonks.
Bungdo just stands there with a goofy ass smile, thinking back on the Skaglywonks of old.
That he never actually faced.
Damn right I did.
Remind me to find
You
out.
think
what
this is a
kind of-
motherfucking game?
Bungdo, remind me to.
Yes.
Yes. But Bungdo, remind
Roll
me.
to break the fourth wall.
Is that a D100? But Bungdo, remind me to find out what drugs you're on and get some.
Hmm?
I said, remind me to find out what drugs you're on and get some.
All of them?
Right. Anyway, and I guess I'll go in depth and explain what a beholder is. To Tragdor.
Sounds
Okay.
like a nasty creature that I need to put down.
Yeah, but I don't know that we should handle it. Not without the blessing
Backup.
of... Yeah, the blessing and backup of somebody.
Bahamut is all I need.
Until you get eaten by the beholder.
No, Bahamut is all he needs.
May Moradin rest your soul.
So I should probably report back about this because we
Yes.
should probably get this handled.
Yeah, I agree.
I know you thought that maybe you would come with me.
Yeah, I can come with you. We need to tie up this guy first. And are my mom and dad just sitting there?
They're not in the front room right now, so they presumably don't even know you're back.
Okay, I'm gonna go find them then.
All right.
I'm gonna tie up this guy.
Okay. A quick search reveals that they are just kind of hanging out upstairs, sipping on some tea and having a snack.
Okay, I'll just walk in and say, I'm back. Don't be alarmed. We have a visitor. Not in the most welcome situation, but yes, we had a bit of a tale, and I took care of that. So, now I have a friend. Huh?
We have a visitor. They're tied up in your living room.
Well, no, now I have a friend. And yeah, so excuse me while I go make sure he's right at home, and I'll head back down. And first thing I do when I get in is search this bastard for any weapon he has.
Okay.
Investigation?
Go ahead. Make an investigation check.
Boom!
While he's doing that, can I get out some herbs that act like smelling salts to see if I can wake him up?
Sure. So yeah, Togar, as you kind of check for weapons and whatnot, beneath the cloak that this dwarf was clothed in, you can see a crest of the city guard of Thogladar, emblazoned on a set of leather armor. At his
fuck.
side, at his side hangs a single-handed war axe, and in his left boot you find a sort of dull-looking iron dagger.
Okay. As soon as I see the armor, I say, "Oh fuck." New plan, Trogdor. We need to get him back to wherever the fuck we got him from, right now before he wakes up.
Wait. Why was the city guard following you and not arresting?
I don't know, but we need to make this look like an accident because this is far more than I bargained for. So we need to get him back and put a brick or something next to him that looks like a brick fell and struck him and knocked him the fuck out because yeah, this is I do not want my parents involved in this much.
You seem experienced in this.
In
There's
what?
only- Thieving act.
No, I was posing as a building inspector and inspecting the building that he walked around. And maybe this guy just had a brick fall and hit him in the back of the head, which is the reason why the building inspector was there. Better yet, Trogdor. Better yet. Hang on, and I will run. We have a basement, right? In this house
yes,
or no?
you do.
I'm gonna run down to the basement and see. Do we have any spare? Do we have any bricks down there, or blocks of stone or anything?
Yeah, there are a few kind of odd bits and pieces of stone.
I'm gonna get probably a softball sized one and run upstairs and hand it to Trogdor and say, "You need to carry him somewhere and take this with you. If anybody asks, you found him knocked out on the sidewalk, and this was sitting there next to him." And I kind of look at it, and does it look like it would be match close to what the impact was?
Close-ish.
I mean, close enough to where it could be potentially believable that a chunk fell and hit him in the head and knocked him out.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll say, yeah, you need to start walking and take him to somewhere. Or, and I look at Tormilla, we could always heal him, and I could just say that he got knocked out and we found him. Like, that I found him. No, I think it's best that, that you just take him out, Trogdor. Take him out and find the nearest guard and say that he was following you, got, for whatever reason, got hit in the head with this chunk of stone and got knocked out.
Take him out back.
No, not that way.
You always place him at the scene of the crime and then heal him to wake him up.
That's what I was saying, is we should do that. You should do that. And if somebody sees you carrying him, just say that he got knocked out and you're trying to find a guard to give him to.
And if you heal him, then he won't be able to find a spot on his head that looks like a brick.
Yeah, don't heal him yet. Is there blood? Like, did he bleed from this, or?
No, it looks like more just a nasty, kind of swollen patch on the back of his head.
Okay, so it's just blunt force.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I say, yeah, Trogdor, you need to get him back to where this crime scene was. Heal him up and just say, hey, are you okay? A brick just fell off that building and knocked you out.
You just say he passed out.
He's got a giant knot on his head.
Not if I heal him.
Don't heal him. Just take him there. If anybody asks, you're trying to find a guard to give him to because he got hit in the head by a brick and knocked out. Maya, do you want to go with him just so he can get his story straight?
Sure.
Okay. Or actually, no. Bungdo, or I can go. Fuck it, I'll go.
Yeah, but he was following you, wasn't he?
No, he was following you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna, in the meantime, go report to that guy.
Yeah, you go
But
report to
should
Snowhand.
should I mention the guard following us? I don't think I should.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And I will walk with, I will go with Trogdor. Bungdo, you want to go too?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
What about
Okay.
Camilla?
Tormilla, maybe you should... Well,
Well,
Tormilla, you don't
wanna
have
be
any way
seen
to
by them.
disguise yourself, do you?
Not really.
I don't know, it's up to you. If you want to go, you can, or come with us, you can, or if you want to stay, you can.
Well, if you can promise that you won't get yourselves into any trouble while I'm away from the group, I suppose I could stay here.
No, I definitely will not. Hopefully I can talk my way out of the situation, so as we've been doing so far. But now we know this is getting serious. We need to take whoever's doing this out. Because number one, it's a serious risk of everything if the town guard are diverted to chasing us around rather than actually guarding the city. Who knows what kind of crimes could be happening.
Or if even the town guard is corrupted in any way.
That too, but I don't think so.
It probably is.
This one didn't seem like he was very knowledgeable about sneaking around, as you could tell, because I was able to walk up, just beat the fucking shit out of him, and knock him out.
But he still wasn't arresting you.
Yeah, but they were following me. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll have to figure it out, but in the meantime, yeah, I don't want to mess with the guard. I don't want to actually commit a crime.
Yeah, well, that's good.
A little late.
I didn't break in and take anything. I just went in to investigate.
I mean, you bonked the guard in the head.
I didn't know he was a guard. He wasn't openly showing his guard armor.
That doesn't make it not a crime.
Well, whatever. He was following
anyways.
us.
I'm gonna take my leave and head out for the third time today.
Okay.
All falls.
So, I guess the rest of us are going to take this guard and walk back.
All right. So those of you with the guard, how's this going down?
So Trogdor has the guard. I'll carry the rock, and I'm still disguised as the female.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess Bondo's just kind of following.
Yep.
All right. And
Walking
the plan is to. What was that?
Just walking behind with my staff.
Okay.
My
And the plan is
to take him back to where he was, and then have Trogdor heal him a tiny bit to get him awake, or if we run into somebody and somebody questions us, then I will step in and talk.
Okay. So you are able to return to where you initially dropped the guard without any sort of confrontation or interaction. So how would you like to go about this?
Trogdor, set him down and just heal him enough to wake him up.
1 hit point it is.
I was gonna say, I'll heal him with 1 hit point with lay on hands.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a slow start, but he kind of blinks really hard and looks around groggily like, what the hell just...
Are you
And
okay,
then-
sir?
Are you okay? You were just
Look.
you were
Go ahead.
just you were just standing there, and this big rock chunk fell off the wall and hit you right in the back of the head, and next thing you know, you were down. In fact, I was just inspecting this wall, as there have been issues with pieces of the wall falling off, and I just kind of show him the rock. But if it wasn't for this big guy right here, and I point towards Tractor, you probably wouldn't have made it.
So you have to roll perception.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Nat 1.
The recently awakened guard just keeps blinking for a minute.
Yep. And
Looks-
with that, I will just kind of get up and walk away. Like, while he's still blinking, I will just get up and walk away. And
Okay.
Go back to, like, looking at a wall or something.
Okay. Kind of looks over at the building inspector. Then back to Trogdor. Kind of like shakes his head, trying to, kind of clear things up a little bit. And this is, it's not been my day.
While he's looking at Trogdor, can I just disappear into the shadows?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna be hiding out within earshot, but just kind of in an alley nearby.
Yeah. John Cena over here.
Basically.
Okay.
Can I just interject this statement? You know, the ice I put in my thermos yesterday at 4, yes, at 3:30, I still have ice in it.
Well, you'll have to show me what thermos you got, because I want one for work like that.
Anyway, you all kind of gather that the guard is not entirely swayed by this attempt at deception, but he's trying to kind of, not play his hand, and kind of just playing it cool and getting ready to head out. So, yeah, he kind of stumbles a bit as he gets up and just starts to make his way down the road, not really saying another word to anyone.
Wow, nobody wants to help. I should have just taken him up by myself.
I'll just try and grab his wrist and say, hold on, sir, your wounds are pretty severe. You should sit back down.
He kind of like pulls away and just continues trying to go down the street.
Does he seem like he's just trying to get away and survive?
He seems a bit eager to get out of here.
give me Bahamut?
Oh,
Just right to the back of the dome.
God
I want
damn.
to knock him back out.
I just hear a wet just punch. And I peek back around the corner, dropping my stealth, seeing that this guy's just got fucking clocked.
He got
You're gonna
instinct.
try again and hope that he buys it this time.
No.
My gut instinct says he should not be allowed to walk away.
I walk back around the corner and say, yeah, it's probably a good thing. Let's get him back.
Did you sneak him into that one person's basement and feed him to the beholder?
No. No, let's just take him back and question him. He doesn't seem very guard-like.
Are you a paladin? Feed a person to a Bahamut. Feed a person to a beholder.
Yeah, how dare Bahamut eat people?
Bahamut hungry. Nom 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 nom.
So I guess we'll take him back.
Okay. So you return to the Hammer Striker household. Same limp, unconscious guard in tow.
And I will thoroughly disarm him. Take all of his, take his cloak. I assume it's like a full body, bed sheet that he threw on with eye holes out of it or something, right? Or like a head hole out of it.
It's basically like a traditional cloak, but probably like a size too big where he trying to, not wear it on top of armor.
Yeah. I mean, but it's something that's cloaking the fact that he's a guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I take that off and leave his guard uniform on, take his weapons off of him, and I will wait until he comes to consciousness. And yeah,
Is there a place where we can interrogate him?
Probably. We could probably just either put him here or take him to my room.
Somewhere where no one will be able to hear.
The basement.
Could take him to the basement. Yeah, let's take him to the
Everyone can
basement.
hear his screams.
We'll take him to the
And-
basement.
The basement is really like a glorified storage cellar kind of thing.
Perfect.
There's just kind of this like trap door in the corner of the kitchen and pantry. So yeah, it's just kind of a hole in the ground where you store extra shit.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Face him away from the trapdoor, and let's jump over to my because I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So retracing this now all too familiar path back to the council chambers of Thagladar. You are promptly granted audience with General Snowhand, and once again find yourself in his presence along with his solitary, most trusted goat knight, and yeah.
Can I insight this goat knight?
Sure.
Does he look shifty?
Does he look like a shifty goat knight? I mean, he really hasn't done a whole lot in your interaction with him, but you don't have any reason to doubt him.
Okay. So yeah, I head back up to my 10 feet away from the chair
Mm-hmm.
and say, well, we looked into Farrig Leadforge's basement, and he has a beholder there.
He froze his brow, looking at you, very confused at this point. A beholder.
Yes.
The a giant floating monstrosity.
Yes, tentacles and head and eyes, all, and several chained up humanoids. Elves, dwarves, humans.
This was clearly not what General Snowhand had expected to hear.
It seems to fit the theme of everything we've encountered of unexpected evil.
He just takes a deep breath, trying to collect himself. Says, and what of Farrig himself?
We did not see him, but the basement was one of the first places we looked, and we saw the beholder. We could not fight it ourselves, so we left as quickly as we could.
A fair point. Well, clearly, Farrig is not all he seems. So, it would serve us well to find him and apprehend him sooner rather than later.
I am also quite concerned about their the beholder should be taken care of. It seemed like it had fought recently, so that this might be the time to end its existence.
Indeed. He looks over to his goat knight. Says, how many can you spare? Could probably have a detachment of 4 or 5 goat knights accompany them should they require assistance. He looks back over at you, Maya, and says, will that do?
I think so.
Well, then it's settled. When would you like to stage this assault?
What time of the day is it?
At this point, probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m.
Let's do it. No, I will go back and gather my companions, and we can head over there. If that is fine with you.
He kind of looks over to the goat knight questioningly, like, can you make this happen? Yes, we can. Shall we meet you there?
Yes. Let's meet there.
Good.
Before I leave, there is one more thing I should mention, is that after we left, we're tailed by two dwarfs. We lost them.
Was there anything you noticed about these dwarves? Any, well, anything distinguishing about them at all?
They were wearing cloaks.
Wasn't she around when I unmasked it and realized that he was guard?
yes. But I also asked you if I should mention, and we both agreed no.
Oh.
So,
General Snowhand, more conspiring within our walls. This is unacceptable. Well, let us deal with the threat at hand, and soon we shall bring all of these traitors and enemies of the people to justice, starting with Farrig.
Dun dun dun.
and so, yeah, I leave to go get people.
Pulling a Vax, and I walk away.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so you return to the Hammer Striker household. And, well, what does she return to?
Well, while that was going on, I would like to have taken a chair down, faced it away from the door, tied him extremely tight to the chair, and shut the door.
Okay.
So that it's pretty much completely dark in there.
All right.
So, and then if Trogdor would like, is there enough room for 3 of us to fit down there?
Yeah.
Okay, if Trogdor and Bungdo want to come down and help, they can.
Yep, Bungdo goes down there and readies to produce flame and holds it above his head like a shiny, like a super bright lamp.
Perfect.
And then hits him across the face with a staff.
Well, hold on.
What color is your underwear? Slap.
We gotta wake him up first. He's unconscious right now.
Well, yeah, that was what hitting him across the face was for.
No, we gotta heal him, otherwise he'll die.
Alright, I'll
I
heal him.
probably left my smelling salts out.
I'll heal him for like 5 health.
Do it for 1. That way,
Well-
just if we need to, we can knock him out easier.
Well, I don't want to knock him out after each hit.
No. But I'm just saying, if we do 5, then we have to. Well, whatever, heal him for 5.
All right. So is he healed for 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So he again shakes himself awake. Immediately kind of scrambling to figure out what the hell's going on since he's tied to a chair. Looking around as his eyes adjust pretty quickly, given his dark vision. And here's a question: is Togar still in lady form, or
I am in lady form, and I'm standing. I'm standing directly in front of him, and I've instructed both of them to stand like either to the side or behind him,
okay?
so that he can't see them.
Okay. He again, blinks, kind of coming to his senses. You, what? Why? What? What are you doing?
I'm gonna be the one asking the questions around here.
Bungdo hits him across the face with the staff.
I allow it.
Okay.
Also gives the stink eye. Let it be known.
From behind?
Doesn't matter if he sees the stink eye, just that it exists.
Yes.
All right. How hard are you hitting with the staff?
Pretty hard. But not
Okay.
too.
Roll an attack with your staff.
He's a gnome, so. You dropped your staff.
I would say for this it would probably be with advantage. It's a stationary target that can't really defend itself.
Come on now. Yes! You know what? Better yet, he swings his staff and fucking hits me upside the head for 6 points.
There we go. That's a hit. Jesus. Okay, so 2 5s. Fun. Piece of shit staff.
Alright.
So,
You knocked
at
the
this
staff
point-
a couple of times, like, is it broken?
At this point, Bungdo is just kind of standing there, glaring at his staff on the ground, shaking with anger. Like, just hurt because he's so fucking betrayed.
Did he hit me with that?
so as he was attempting to bring the staff around and smack the bound guard in the head, he kind of overestimated the size of the basement and actually caught the top of the staff on the basement wall, kind of catching in one of the cracks between bricks and just catapulting it, like spinning helicopter blade style forward through the basement.
And if you don't act right, that'll be your head.
It does just sort of graze Togar's head.
Alright.
Damn. Bungdo's still visibly
So,
shaken.
do I take the damage?
You do not take the damage.
Okay. And I duck go, God, watch out! Anyway, I will be the one asking questions. Actually, since I'm a female, for flavor, can we say that it was, it went right through my hair?
Sure.
Like, it passed completely through my hair. It didn't actually touch me.
Okay.
Okay.
You have some really fluffy hair.
I'm also an image, so... Like, I have disguise self, so it passed through my disguise.
I mean, but you still exist.
Oh, I know, but it just... My disguise was slightly taller than I am. But anyway, so... I'll say, I'm the one asking questions here. Number 1, are you actually a member of the Guard?
Yes?
Then why in your right mind would you be following somebody?
All the inception.
Why would he be following somebody? What?
Oh, I held off because Trogdor Insight checked him after that.
Oh.
The previous question.
Okay. Yeah, seems legit.
So I'll glance at Trogdor then after the first question. Just see if because I saw him like focused on him. Basically kind of shooting you a glance of, is he telling the truth?
Seems to be so far.
Okay. Why in your right mind would you follow a group of people? Who gave you the order to follow?
I'm a guard. I take my orders from the guard captain.
It comes directly from the guard captain.
He's
Mike
in
keeps-
charge.
Wait, you guys didn't hear what I just said, did you?
Nope.
Nope.
God damn it. Never mind. I'll wait for another opportunity.
Well, no, feel free. Please do.
No, I missed the moment. This is one of those has to be in the moment things.
Okay.
It's Bungdo. He'll wait.
Yeah. Okay.
You will.
Kind of.
And I'll say, why, when did this start happening? When did you get the order to just start following people around?
I was told that a certain wanted criminal was in town, and I was supposed to follow him and the group, the company that he keeps, and report back on what I saw.
And what did you see?
I don't think that's any of your business.
I think it's entirely my business, as is your life at this point. And I will attempt to intimidate him.
I think Bungo's stink eye might better go.
Well, I can roll intimidate on that stink eye. Let's see.
With disadvantage, because he can't even see it.
He just
What?
feels the pressure
The
coming
produced
off.
flame is right in front of my face.
Oh, okay, you're standing next to me?
Oh.
But, however, he's more intimidating.
He just unflinchingly says, I am a guard of Thogladar. I don't fear your threats.
Bungdo kind of squints. Lets out a low but intimidating growl. Fuck. Okay, that's canon. That was the growl. God damn it. Waits for the opportunity. Fucks it up. I want
You
Intimidating is a
you say you're a guard, but why? Why are you following law-abiding citizens? If this Trogdor, or if this Togar, I mean, is a wanted criminal, why are you not arresting him? If you are a guard.
He says, I am not foolish enough to think that just myself, or even myself and another, would be enough to apprehend someone who travels with an entire band of adventurers. What I do know is that this Togar betrayed the city, killed his own brother, one of our own, a guard of Thogladar, the soon-to-be guard captain, in cold blood, and must be brought to justice.
Why did he do it?
I don't know why he did it.
Then what makes you think he did it?
He stands accused, and thus far has seemingly intentionally been eluding arrest. Does that not seem like a guilty man?
Blasphemous
No.
lies! Damn it.
This guy is fucking just Neo. That or you guys
sitting in a
just suck.
chair and yet somehow avoids everything.
Still with it.
Yeah, you can roll another one.
Sweet.
Okay, I was waiting for another net.
Okay. And with that, you knock him out cold.
Right as I knock him
Trogdor, I
out.
wasn't done asking him questions.
Right as he fades out into blackness, I'll just heal him with 1 point and bring him back.
Okay.
Bungo,
So he
grab your
slumps
staff.
down.
You guys,
Bungo
let me
sighs.
do the interrogations for a minute, and then you guys can do whatever you want.
Bungdo's eyes light up. Ever I want?
Don't kill him, please. We need to keep him
He,
alive.
he becomes kind of sad again and shuffles off and out of the room.
Well, if you're going out, send Tormilla down.
Who?
Tormilla.
Okay. Well, I sent her down.
Okay. So Tormilla makes her way down the steps and kind of stands closer to the door, kind of overlooking the whole scenario from behind the guard's
Yes.
vantage point.
I motioned for her to stay where she is.
Okay.
And while he's knocked out, I just say he is actually a guard, and for whatever reason, they think that they all think I killed my brother. Do you have any questions for him?
She thinks for a moment. Well, there's always the question of who brought the charges.
That's a fair point,
I told you who.
but you're not there.
No,
Well, you told me
I
that.
told you, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, we do know who has the charges. That was Farrig.
That's true. But someone would have to pass that on, chain of command. But I suppose, yeah, that's reasonable enough.
And I look at her and I say, I also think that fuck is that shithead's name? Biramund Shatterfoot is heavily involved in whatever is going on. He's the one giving the orders out to all the guards, and he put the order out for them to tail me and follow everybody. So, I think he's probably the next in the chain of command that needs to be investigated. And it does seem a little strange that the one who replaced my brother is accusing me, the only witness, of murder.
She says, well, you do have a point. If you were the only one that they know to have been there, it's difficult to avoid some suspicion, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and if it comes to it, we do have Plan B.
Burn the city down?
No, go talk to my brother. But I would like to avoid that if at all possible.
You'd like to avoid it, what?
Oh, avoid that if at all possible.
Okay.
I don't want to disturb my brother's resting place. So, yes, it appears Bearmund and Farrig are both part of this. What should we do with him?
You're asking for Milla?
I'm asking everybody that's there. So her and Trogdor.
Can I arrive at this moment?
I say, you know what? Let's wait for Maya.
Okay.
And we'll all go upstairs and leave him down there for a few.
Okay.
One-way trip to Bahamut.
Not yet.
Okay, so I get there.
Yeah, Maya arrives about 20 minutes after the conclusion of your interrogation thus far.
Are you going to inform me of what happened?
Yes, I'm going to say, Maya, welcome back. So we took him back, tried to tell him that he got hit in the head. Didn't work so well. He tried taking off. He's in the basement. So, what we do know, Barrowman Shatterfoot, that bastard that took over as captain of the guard in place of my brother, he is probably implicated in this as well and playing a big part in my accusation right now.
Okay. Well, I made plans that we're going to go and fight the Beholder right now with 4 of the Goat Knights.
What should we do about shithead in the basement?
Eric.
What?
Do I have anything in my poisoner's kit that would cause short-term memory loss?
Clever girl.
I would say that you probably do have the ingredients for such a thing. You would have to probably pass a couple checks to properly implement them.
let's try. Can I ask for help?
Would it be more helpful to administer it to a conscious or unconscious person?
Probably unconscious, so that he doesn't know that we gave it to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop. You're upstairs with me. I kicked everybody out. You just punched the wall. Thank you,
I didn't-
Trogdor.
I didn't go up.
Yeah, I made sure I ushered everybody up, and then
I mean, if he didn't say his character went up, then his character didn't go up.
Well, then I didn't go up either, and I'm
But
trying
he
to get
was
him
already
up.
unconscious, wasn't he?
Yes, he
He
was.
was.
Yeah.
I healed him for that one point.
Oh. Well, now he's out again.
All right.
Okay.
So, but wait, he's not even. If he's down there, we're having the conversation up in the living room, so you can't even hear anything we're saying. So you're just healing him and knocking him out randomly. I would say Bahamut might have an issue with that. That's like torture.
You don't know Bahamut.
Yes. It's good. I know enough to know that it's supposedly a goodly religion.
Anywho. So, these checks, Eric.
These checks.
Yeah.
Are crying. These checks have seen a lot of. No.
All right. So, Maya, I would like you to go ahead and let's see. What skill do you have set for your poisoner's kit?
I don't.
You don't.
Because I'm not proficient in it.
Oh,
Than anything else.
right.
I am proficient in an herbalism kit in alchemist supplies. So it would kind of make sense for me to be proficient in it.
So,
But
for this, let's have you go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Poisoned the guy, he died.
You're struggling to remember exactly what the things are. I mean, you've got it. You remember that it's a combination of 3 particular ingredients. You've got 2 of them. You can't quite remember what that third one is. You've got probably a dozen or so to choose from in your kit.
I ask if anyone has any knowledge of the ingredients for this. I know it's this, but what's the third one?
Thundo might know,
For what?
being a druid. Ingredients for a potion.
It depends on the potion. I could do a check, but it's not like 100%.
Well, I mean, you're a druid. That's why I suggested. So.
Yeah. I would say Bungdo can go ahead and make either a wisdom check or a nature check, whichever has the higher modifier.
Damn!
All right, and so yeah,
knows.
Bungdo is easily able to root through your kit and pull out the right third ingredient and set it off to the side for you, and even portion the things out just so that you've got the proper balance, so as not to cause any long-term brain damage or any nasty things like that.
Okay.
So, now I would like you to go ahead and make, let's call it a dex check.
Damn.
Alright. So, yes, you are now with the portioned out ingredients able to combine them and mix them and grind them as they need to be, prepared. And you essentially find yourself with this kind of like pasty substance once everything is all ground up. And yeah, you would know now that you just have to kind of take a larger dab of it and kind of essentially like put it along the back of the person's tongue.
Ooh.
Definitely easier when he's knocked out.
Yeah. So I do that.
Is it like consistency?
What?
Is it like a consistency of peanut butter?
Sorta.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I get I don't know, probably a knife from the kitchen and just kind of go and spread it.
I'll help her. I'll go down and hold his mouth open.
Okay. Go ahead and make one more dex check.
Me or her?
Maya with advantage.
Okay.
There we go. 13.
Probably a good thing. The 7 might have poked out his eye.
So there are a couple like gags as you try to evenly coat the back half of his tongue with this substance, but it it eventually works out. You're able to administer it, and well, now you wait for it to do its thing, and he should wake up with no memory of the last 3 to 5 hours.
Okay. Let's, I guess, take him and put him somewhere and go take care of this beholder.
Okay, where are we putting him?
Where do you think's best?
I don't know.
You know this city better than I do.
DM, would I know of a nice alleyway to dump him in?
I mean, there are lots of alleyways.
I know,
If there's
but
an alleyway close to where the beholder is, that would be nice.
Fuck it. We'll just carry him, and maybe you can try telling him the same thing I did.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay, well, let's just throw him out back. Fuck it.
Not right by your parents' house.
Drop them back off where you originally got them.
No. Let's take him with us. Let him see the beholder.
I guess we can take him there and with the goat knight say that we found him unconscious on the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we found him unconscious.
I make sure
I found him unconscious.
Yes.
Because that way I'm not lying.
I make sure to take his cloak that he had off. So that it's just his guard uniform.
And put his weapons back on.
Yes, I'm going to put his weapons back on him.
Okay.
And for the second time today, Trogdor is seen carrying a dwarven guard over his shoulder.
All right. Any other business you'd like to attend to before heading back to Farrig's place?
Nope, I'm good.
Fine as well.
Tormilla, are you going? You want to fight this beholder, right?
What kind of question is that? Of course I'm going.
All right.
TPK.
I look at Tormilla. Don't worry, he does this every once in a while. It'll pass. I think he's got a little brain injury.
What's a TPK?
I don't know. I want to say it's a drug from back in his homeland. Because when we first met him, he was addicted to mushrooms, and now he's addicted to starfruit. But I think something messed his brain up a little bit. I'm saying all this in Dwarven, by the way, just so that he can't.
Barking in her sleep.
Huh?
End it.
He's barking in her sleep.
You would. You would want to.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you make your way back to Farrig's place, and just down the road from there, you do see it looks to be 4 goat knights, kind of mustered and waiting, looking around. Well, with anticipation. One of them lays eyes on you, Maya, from having been in the council chamber before. It is, in fact, the same goat knight that General Snowhand seems to trust so much.
Ooh, it's that
And
guy.
yep, and he just rides up and says, "Are you ready?"
As ready as I'll ever be. Oh, and we found this unconscious guard on the way here.
Looks over to your party members with an unconscious guard slung over their shoulders. Right. I'm not sure what to do about that right now, but
But, yeah. We're not either.
well,
Just set
suppose-
him
Take
yes,
him down
in
with
the
us?
house.
set him somewhere safe.
Okay.
All right. And with that, kind of giving you all the look again to say, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
And then you see him kind of just whip the reins of his goat and start galloping down the road toward the house. And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
Okay.
Do you know what's terrible?